like that. Woo!
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull Up Show. My name is BJ Matthews, aka B. Just before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe all of our YouTube videos by hitting that notification bell by subscribe button as well. If you'd like to donate to the Pull Up Basketball Podcast, you can do so by going to our Cash App, $ BJ Matthews, and our PayPal at Project Masters, as well as if you'd like to donate for shirts. They're $35 for the shirts, white, black, and red, $40 for the sweaters, white, black, and red as well. All sizes and both genders available. Continue to share the podcast, subscribe to the podcast. I will put the link where you can donate to the Play Basketball Podcast right in the chat box. Actually, I'll do that right now. Y'all give me 1 second. All right, so I'm putting it in the chat box right now, so y'all can go ahead and subscribe that way. All right, so it's in the pinned comments. Y'all can go ahead and subscribe. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Let me know that y'all in here. Also, as well, comment and so show y'all love to the show. We got a lot to talk about today. Everybody that's coming in, let me hear that y'all in here. We will continue to drop more and more videos. And sorry for the delay on Tuesday or on Thursday night. I decided to, do a little bit more research before I, did this show this morning because I think it's going to be a very important show. And I think it was well worth the extra 36 hours or whatever it was to kind of get this information up, right? But let's kind of disclose some of the stuff that's been happening since Thursday. Of course, the Clippers played the Suns, where they were able to prevail 116-107 at home or on the road for the last game before the All-Star break, man. Right? Salute to my guy, Smooth Shot 4. What's good, man? I ain't seen you on here for a minute, bro. Salute to you, man. Y'all keep hitting that like button, get the notification, get the people in here, all my Clipper people, all my NBA people, all my basketball people, my hoopers, get up in here, you know what I'm saying? Mike 2X was good, brother, was good. Y'all hit that like button. All right, so of course we had our game against the Phoenix Suns on Thursday night where we were able to prevail 116-107. The players that were leading the charge in this game for the most part were Paul George and Terrence Mann, who both had 26 points apiece. They played the most minutes of the game. From start to finish, they're pretty much the most consistent. Terrence Mann bringing the energy, of course, like he usually does. And what I've noticed with Terrence Mann, when he plays the Suns, he usually plays very well. When he goes up against Chris Paul, he seems to play, with an extra chip on his shoulder. That's why I know since the 2021 playoffs, Terrence Mann is a very, very good piece when playing against the Suns. Y'all remember that infamous play in the 2021 playoffs? I think it was game 1, where that was the same game Paul George missed those 2 free throws. And Terrence Mann, there was a call before that play that he tipped the ball and it actually hit off DeAndre Ayton, but they called it off on the Clippers. And that call alone most likely cost them the game. Of course, if you had the missed free throws by Paul George, but that call that Terrence Mann hit the ball of DeAndre Ayton, which should have been the Clippers ball, actually changed the momentum with the Clippers losing that series. You know what I'm saying? Mike was good. My man was good, homie. Smooth Shot. My man Bubba was good. Off top, you think D-Book regress. We're going to talk about all that, brother. We're going to talk about all that. My man Mike was good, bro. Was good. Y'all hit that like button. Right? But that famous play by Terrence Mann really showed me that, of course, he has a good eye. He has a very high IQ. He has a lot of effort. He brings a lot to the Clippers. And one thing that somebody said, I think it was Reggie Miller during the game, he said one thing about Terrence Mann that he likes is he knows who he is. Basically, he knows what he's good at. He knows what he does, and he doesn't go outside of that. And which is really what I see Terrence Mann as, a guy that basically doesn't really go outside of his box. and that's his character. That's why you don't really see him to make too many mistakes because he knows what he's good at. He knows what his best features is, right? So of course we appreciate that, but he was part of the charge. You know what I'm saying, from start to finish. Um, and then you got Paul George who had 26 points, and like I said again, to I don't know if he's in here, but my man Melo, right? I keep saying this, and he don't want to listen to you. He don't want to listen to me. I keep saying, bro, um, Paul George is the best shooting guard in the league. It's not Devin Booker. It's not Devin Booker. I know he's a Suns fan because he got KD all of a sudden now. I said Devin Booker is not the best shooting guard in the league, right? It's Paul George. And I'm not just talking about this one game alone. D Book had 19 points. He got really, bothered by Eric Gordon in that fourth quarter. He had inefficient night. And of course, I'm not just using this one game. I'm talking about just history, particular. In the 2021 playoffs, it was Paul George as the best player in that series. It was not Devin Booker, who actually struggled because of the defensive efforts of Patrick Beverley. Chris Paul actually took him home in that series. And then you fast forward last year where Paul George didn't really even play, so they didn't really get a chance to see the matchup between Devin Booker and Paul George. And then you go to this year where I think the Clippers they had a loss to the Suns earlier this year where Paul George did play. But just throughout their careers, what they've accomplished, and basically what now the eye test, Paul George being 6'8", D Book being 6'5", Paul George the better two-way defensive player. What he brings to the table, what he's done in the playoffs. I mean, just by everything, the whole metrics. I mean, Devin Booker is definitely good, but I think he got a lot of buzz after he made that one playoff appearance in 2021 in that one finals. That people were actually trying to rate him higher than Paul George, and I'm like, you guys not understand Paul George's resume, which we're going to talk about PG in a minute. But I keep telling Melo like he's not better than Paul George. I think Paul George is the best player, the best shooting guard in the NBA. I think he's better than Donovan Mitchell. I think he's better than Jaylen Brown. I think he's better than DeMar DeRozan, Bradley Beal. Who else? Klay Thompson. You put anybody, I think he's just better than every other shooting guard right now. I'll put him over anybody in the league. You name the person, I would do it. All right. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Let me know the people in here, man. Make sure y'all comment. And also the pin comment with the link or Cash App is right there in the top of the chat box. Right. But the Clippers were able to prevail. They are 32-28. They're fourth in the Western Conference again. And also, if their playoffs start today, their opponent would be the Phoenix Suns. Right, that would be their opponent for today. So, it pays to say, like, if that actually ends up happening when the Suns and Clippers face, that would probably be one of the most highly impacted, inciting playoff series that I've seen probably since the 2015? Yeah, 2015 NBA playoffs against the Clippers and the Spurs in the first round, right? So definitely, we definitely respect it. But I want to talk a little bit about I want to talk about Paul George, man. So as y'all can see, Paul George, y'all see he deserves it. That's the emblem. That's the thumbnail of this video. He deserves it. Paul George speaks about winning the championship with the Clippers over the Lakers. So if y'all did not see, Paul George had, some comments that he talks about the Lakers and the Clippers, comparing the two. And he came out and said that winning a title with the Clippers would be more, 100 times more than the Lakers. That was his quote. I don't know if it was a sit-down interview, but he basically came out and said that, Paul, like the Clippers, to me, he feel like that would be a more bigger accomplishment. He says right here in the headline, said childhood Lakers fan Paul George claims winning the title with Clippers will mean more than the Lakers. Now, basically, he's alluding to that, he actually was recruited. You guys know that Paul George was recruited by the Lakers for quite a few years. He was recruited by LeBron James to come to the Lakers. I think he's been recruited for the Lakers since 2019. And people off topic, I don't know if people know, like there was a stretch where they had a hard time getting stars over to the Lakers. They had a hard time bringing in guys to come play for the LA Laker franchise. It wasn't until LeBron James came in 2019 season where they got Anthony Davis and they started getting, back into championship form. But the Lakers have been in a team that's been, kind of hard to get, stars over there. You know what I'm saying? So Paul George being one of them, they almost got him in a trade, didn't happen. He ends up going to the Clippers with Kawhi Leonard in 2019. So, it's just certain things just don't happen. So he's from LA, he's from Palmdale High School. My cousin actually played basketball, was varsity at Palmdale High School, the same area Paul George went to, and the same high school he went to, which is right outside of LA going north. So, he's from LA. He grew up a Laker fan. He grew up, Kobe Bryant was his favorite player of all time. If y'all listen to Paul George's interviews, he always speaks highly of Kobe and how much he looked up to him. So, that was his, favorite player. So he's speaking about how it would mean more being with the Clippers win the championship than the Lakers. It says right here, I quote, "A championship with the Clippers 100% will outweigh a championship being with the Lakers," he says. He tells me bringing the first chip to this part of LA would be legacy defining. All right, pause. Now, going back to the quote, and again, hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Excuse me. He's basically saying, listen, everybody that grew up in California or Southern California, like I grew up in San Diego, which is 2 hours outside of LA. So the Lakers were a team that, you end up rooting for. The Clippers, one of those two. The Clippers used to be in San Diego. So, you're either a Clipper or you're a Laker fan. So you understand the history of the Lakers. You understand, what I'm saying, the Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You understand the Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West. You understand the Kobe and Shaq. You understand the Kobe and Powell. You understand that, even now we're going to continue to go through history, LeBron and AD. You're going to understand the tenures of these different, instances, of these great teams. They have 17 championships. You understand, I'm saying, all the moments that these great Hall of Fame players did. The Lakers have to me the most superstars of any franchise that's ever laced them up. I think they have the most superstars. They have, think about it, champions with Wilt Chamberlain. They have, Jerry West. They have, I'm saying, Magic Johnson. He has 5 championships. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has 6. He has 5 with the Lakers. Kobe has 5 and 5 with the Lakers. Shaq has 3 and 3 out of 4 championships with the Lakers. Pau Gasol has 2 championships with the Lakers. I'm saying, of course, LeBron has a championship. Like, so it's something where they've had so many stars that come through LA that's what the Lakers expect. Right? You know what I'm saying? Mike Too, they said facts, bro. We were the last stop and people think we will never get one. Yeah, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about something about Kawhi when it comes to that. Camden Hooper said, of course it will be because it's a lot more memorable. Yeah, true. But PG being from LA, what I'm saying, he understands what it is, The Clippers have been pretty much a laughingstock. You know what I'm saying? They've been in the NBA for about 50 years. They've never won a championship. They've never been to the finals. They just made it to the conference finals in 2021, their first ever appearance. I was in attendance for it in Game 6 when they beat the Utah Jazz. They've never had really success. They had that loser owner, Donald Sterling, who was, exposed as, a racist person that did not want minority people at his games. He's like, they had a recording with him and his girlfriend at the time. I don't remember her name. It was, a few years ago. But he was the owner of the Clippers before Steve Ballmer. So you had a loser owner, you had a losing franchise. Continuously had disappointment with Lob City Clippers, who had all the talent, but just couldn't get on the same page. You have Doc Rivers, who, could not adjust the egos of Chris Paul, Blake Griffin on that team. The Clippers have just been a disappointment to the point where people actually question, is there a curse And meaning like, they have all this success, or is this curse keeping them from winning the championship, or hell alone get into the conference finals. Now, I don't believe in the curse because, after they got to the conference finals, I mean, I felt like that was the end of the curse. Now it's time to get to the finals and win. But going back to PG, he's saying this. I mean, he's 100% correct, because the Clippers again have been a disappointment, have been a laughingstock for about 50 years. If you understand the history, if you grew up in California, especially, you understand what it is when it comes to the Clippers. Nobody cared about the Clippers. Nobody. I'm gonna tell y'all something very interesting. There was a point in the 2000s when they had Lamar Odom, Creedon Richardson. You know what I'm saying? Darius Miles. Those players, they actually practiced in a YMCA. Marcellus Wiley, if y'all know Marcellus Wiley, he's one of the very Clipper faithful fans. He's a big time sports guy on the radio and on shows and stuff. He's on First Things First with Max Kellerman and Manuel Acho. He said this, like, the Clippers didn't even have an actual practice facility in the 2000s for a portion of time. That's how disrespectful the Clippers games were. They were giving away tickets at the door. Like, it was just a bad time for somebody to be a Clippers fan. What the Clippers are now, you would never think would have happened if you actually know the history of this team. They were pathetic. And it was the Lakers getting, the championships, the stars, and it was the little brother. That's what the Lakers looked at the Clippers as, the little brother, which is funny to me. Why I think a lot of Laker fans are actually threatened by the Clippers, because they understand that the Clippers are a threat now. They've been a threat for over 10 years. They've been destroying the Lakers. I mean, they've had the better team. They've had more success outside of the bubble championship of the Lakers. They haven't been able to. They would this whole past decade would have been a failure. Right? Missing playoffs. They're probably gonna miss the playoffs again this season. It would have been a failure. You know what I'm saying? Salute, Coach Dude Sports TV. What's good, man? What's good? What's good with you, brother? What's good? Coach Dude Sports said, I used to like that Clippers team back then. Young Guns have tried to keep them together. Yeah, that was a team that was, very competitive. Darius Miles, Corey McGiddy, Quentin Richardson, Eric Piakowski, Michael Oladipo. Like, they had a nice little squad back then, but they weren't ever going to win shit because they were just they were just out there just, they were like a young team. They didn't win many games. But they competed every night. They just didn't. You weren't facing no Kobe and Shaq. You in the prime. You ain't beating them, and you just weren't competitive. So the Lob City Clippers were the team that actually people looked at as possibly able to win. But once they could not get the job done, that's when they just continuously say, okay, this team is never going to do nothing. They're going to have all this talk. The Clippers, they're a team that has all this talent, but never competed together in the big moments. That's how they look at the Clippers. That's how they look at the Clippers now. You got guys like Shannon Sharp getting on TV talking about the Clippers are still not gonna lose them, and that's why it's getting kind of like like nails on a chalkboard. Listen to that dude. I mean, I know Shannon Sharp is there for entertainment and all that, but sometimes it's just like a lot of stuff that he even says is just like, bro, you don't even watch the Clippers, you don't even watch basketball, you just kind of watch LeBron and the Lakers, and that's pretty much it. Because some of the shit that come out your mouth is just completely wrong and disingenuous. I mean, I'm all for a good laugh, trust me. But some of the stuff that he just talks about, like, these are guys that are just looking for entertainment, clickbait. The media used to have a little bit more respect for these players in the game until now, where everybody's social media. And, it's just to a point where it's gotten disrespectful. But I want to go back to Paul George again. As I look at Paul George, man, I look at his career and what he's accomplished. I think Paul George, as much as anybody right now, deserves a championship. People love to talk about players that deserve a championship, right? You know what I'm saying? Oh, Chris Paul deserves a championship. Oh, Damian Lillard deserves a championship. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Carmelo Anthony deserves a championship. That when he was playing, who else? Trace McGrady deserved a championship when he was like, all these players who are great players and Hall of Famers, all that stuff. You don't really hear people say Paul George deserves a championship. And based off that interview and based off what he said in that quote, you can tell it's on his mind that he wants to win a championship for LA. He wants to win a championship for his city. He wants to win a championship for a Clipper team that's not been worth a damn in over 50 years. You know what I'm saying? He wants to bring a championship back to LA, and you have to respect that, right? You know what I'm saying? And Paul George, and this is another thing I say about the media. They've done a good job. He's another one of actually trying to destroy his career and having to get it back, right? But as I look through Paul George's resume, bro, like I don't think people know how great his resume is. There's a reason why I said that he should have been a better top 75 player than Damian Lillard, based off what he's accomplished, based off what he's done. You know what I'm saying? Paul George, like there's a lot of people I don't think really vouch for him to be definitely a person that should be, more respected. Salute to my man, the realist. Was good, y'all. We got 18 people in here, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. We got 18 people here. Y'all keep hitting that like button. I definitely appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to my man, Tune In Sports. He said, I don't listen to sports shows no more, just bits from YouTube. Yeah. And it's getting to that point. Now that you got all these content creators out here, you know what I'm saying, who is actually really speaking the game of basketball and good conversation, they're starting to tune out these busters in these sports media shows. I mean, it's just what it is. Like, you're no longer sitting in front of the TV, anticipating what's going to happen, because now you got sports content creators who actually are more, credible and actually wants to actually report the basketball or sports news to the people. And I think it's a great thing. I think that you guys continuously supporting us will, continuously take out all the toxicity of the basketball and the sports revenue. But back to PG. If you look at Paul George's resume, I mean, he's as accomplished as any of these guys who say they need a championship, right? I mean, he's been in the league for 13 seasons. He made the playoff 10 times. Now, of course, the 2 times he missed the playoffs, 1 year in 2013, he wasn't playing because of the hurt leg, right? And then last year, he didn't make the playoffs because he wasn't playing. So he's only missed the playoffs when he's been hurt, right? Every season he's been healthy, he's made the playoffs, which is already a great accomplishment for itself. For 10 straight years to make the playoffs is great. And then you go to 8 All-Star games. You only missed the All-Star game twice in your career is great as in itself. So definitely, you know what I'm saying? And I look at his accomplishments, right? Look at this. He's been to 8 All-Star games, most improved player once, steals leader, All-NBA first team once in 2018-2019, which is the MVP season, All-NBA third team 5 times, all defensive first team twice, and all defensive second team twice, and then All-NBA rookie second team once. So, kind of like breaking this down, we know this basically says Paul George is a great two-way player, right? For me, the best players are the two-way players who can impact both sides of the ball, right? It's one thing for you to be able to just, be a great offensive player, but for you to be a great offense and a great defensive player, it's something to say about your commitment, your ability to defense, right? Because that's what it is. It's about effort, will, and also, you can say a little bit of, technique. But, Paul George being 6'8" and having the quickness he has, at that size, he's able to be a great two-way defensive player, bro. You know what I'm saying? PG was a killer before he served that career. And yeah, and even, bro, and here's the crazy part. I think Paul George is a better player than he was at that point because of he's more cerebral now. I think if Paul George never broke his leg of his, then he would even be better based off because of the athletic ability mixed with it. But I think it's forced him to actually, be a little bit more cerebral and lose more of his skills, right? And it's another thing I saw Coach Do Sports say he needs to get that killer in him, bro. I think sometimes, yeah, you could say that, like, Paul George does check out, and I've got on PG about that. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing how great he is, second guessing himself. I think no one should be able to guard PG. I think he should be as unstoppable as Kawhi is, to be honest with you. But Kawhi has that, that confidence. No matter if he misses a shot, he's not going to be rattled by his opponents or himself. He's going to continuously keep that confidence, and I think that's what Paul George sometimes checks in, checks out. And but I've noticed lately since 2021, he's had that confidence to be able to feel like he can come through in the big time, right? And for him just to come back from a serious injury like that shows how much this guy has commitment and how tough he is. Because that injury is supposed to really take out most guys. Most guys have been taken out. But I definitely understand the mental aspect of the game that sometimes Paul George just second against who he really is, and I'm like, what I'm saying, like he's like, bro, you should be you're as talented as anybody out here. You're as good as anybody out here. About 95% of these games, you're as good as anybody out here, right? So I think now that he's with Kawhi, and I think if people continuously, um, what I'm saying, look at him, then he's gonna be great in himself. Mike 2X said literally met LeBron in the Eastern Conference. He was all this, man, bro. Paul George to me was the best player in that series, man. He was the best player that's in that series. He was the best player in that series, and that's when was the emergence of Paul George. He wasn't scared of LeBron. He wasn't scared of Dwayne Wade. He wasn't scared of none of those guys. He was taking it as a young pup in 2013. And that's when people started realizing how great Paul George is. This is all the stuff I'm telling y'all why guys like, Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell, DeMar DeRozan, Bradley Beal, Klay Thompson, like these guys are not better than Paul George even now, right? I had people talk about Tracy McGrady. People talk about Tracy McGrady. Um, you know, it's so great at the time, but I mean, I'll take Paul George over Tracy McGrady just based off of what he did, um, not making it past the first round. Now, of course, people can say, well, the circumstance were different, but again, I think people look at T Mac as such a great offensive talent, but he never affected the defensive side of the ball. Yes, in 2013, I think Paul George was the best player in that series. Yes, if you say LeBron, fine, but I think he was the best. Paul George was the best player in that series. I mean, for you to not single-handedly, but for you to take a prime trio like that, super team, the Miami Heat to 7 games, that's when he got his respect. When he had that monster jam over Birdman, Chris Anderson, and then LeBron James gave him a pound and a half court, bro. That's when the emergence of Paul George began. I mean, you could say LeBron was the best player. I think it was PG in that series. So, but it's up for debate. Um, And if you look at the 3 teams he's been on the Pacers, the Thunder, and the Clippers. Now, this is where things get interesting. Again, it's based off of who you actually kind of gravitate towards. Um, we got to remember, again, he's never missed the playoffs in his entire career except when he's been hurt. Right? Nobody brings this up. He's been to the conference finals twice. Right? He was the MVP candidate his first year or second year with the OKC Thunder in 2019. Like, each place he goes, like, what I mean, he actually has had playoff success. He's beaten top teams. He's been head to head against top competition. Great teams. He took the Clippers when Kawhi got hurt in 2021 to the conference finals. When everybody, including myself, questioned could the Clippers even make it past the Utah Jazz. But once they beat the Jazz, then it became, oh, the Jazz are frauds anyway. They didn't want to give Paul George any credit. They wanted to say, oh, the Jazz were frauds. And they were supposed to win that series anyway. So, if you look at just the teams he's been on, he's had success, but you don't really hear people say that Paul George should get a championship. He deserved a chip, right? I mean, I just listen to that interview, and I'm like, wow. I heard an interview earlier this year when Paul George was talking about. He said that he should be he said that he's locked in to get a championship this year, right? And this is the last one I'm gonna show. Um, where is it at? Okay, I think that was the last one. Okay, so back to what I was saying. My man said Mike 2X Facts BJ. Dejan Mercy is that's not true. Of course that's not true because you love the Heat. But he said one of those series is Roy Hibbert was averaging more points. Bro, not even just the points, bro, just the impact Paul George had, and also, him being a defensive player on that other side of the ball. He was the lead, he was the best player on that team. It wasn't Roy Hibbert, right? It was not Roy Hibbert. It was Paul George. So I mean, y'all can keep that, but um, like I said, Paul George, people don't want to talk about, but he deserves a championship just as much as anybody in the NBA. He deserves a championship as much as Chris Paul. He deserves a championship as much as Damian Lillard. He deserves a championship as much as anybody you want to put up there. He deserves a championship as much as anybody in the league. You know what I'm saying? Any of these guys who, that people keep vouching for. And I think the Clippers have they have enough if they have enough to get it done this year. It does. Is that the question? They have enough to get it done this year. Now, again, we've been talking about this. I'm gonna let y'all in a minute. Go ahead and hit that like button. We got we had about over 25, 30 people in here. So y'all keep hitting that like button, man. Get these notifications up, man. Appreciate y'all. The Clippers, do they have enough? We're back to this question again, okay? Because Paul George has been very vocal about what he feels like the Clippers need to do to, make their roster better. Now, he's been the main person campaigning for his former teammate Russell Westbrook to come to the LA Clippers. Y'all know that, again, Paul George had his best season with Russell Westbrook in 2019, getting the MVP candidacy, and that's why Russell Westbrook is a person who he's been campaigning to get. He's been very vocal to the front office with Lawrence Frank, and he's been very vocal about he wants Russell Westbrook to play with him, and I understand why, because that was his best version of himself. I've been very vocal saying that the Clippers need a point guard, right? And game after game after game, I'm seeing it more and more. It's more alarming, right? So PG and Kawhi are supposed to set to meet with Russell Westbrook to discuss the future. So it looks like that they found a way to get Kawhi Leonard at least on board to open conversation with Russ. And I told y'all this the other day. I said I think Paul George is going to influence Kawhi to bring Russell to at least have a chance to hear him out. You know what I'm saying? Salute to my man Pagan 180. Salute to my man. He said, hey, BJ, and the crew clips is looking better now. A few minor adjustments by T. Lou, good help, and we can win all this. I don't take James Harden serious. I feel like he's not about his game, just hanging around with rappers and party. So James Harden is an interesting one. I don't think James Harden. I think the problem with James Harden is he didn't take his body seriously. He was in strip clubs a lot in Houston, and I think it's caught up to him. He's just a natural baller, man. He's just a natural hooper. That's what James Harden is. He's just a natural hooper. He's one of those guys that he doesn't spend a lot of time in the gym, but he's just naturally strong. He has a great feel of the game. He's one of those guys just go out there and plays pickup. That's what type of player James Harden is. He plays a lot in these, summer proms. He plays in the Drew League out here in LA every for countless amount of summers. That's how James Harden plays. That's how he gets in shape with pickup ball. Right? But back to what I was saying about Paul George. It looked like he's gotten Kawhi on board to at least have a conversation with the man. And I was voicing this the other day. Like I said, teammates are able to talk to other teammates. And he said right here in this little short statement, according to that Athletics Law Murray, the Los Angeles Clippers have received permission to speak to Westbrook, and talks has already begun. As a meeting was held in which the two parties communicated what Westbrook's role could be. In addition, the veteran point guard reportedly plans to meet with the Clippers' two stars. Westbrook is set to meet with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard in the near future as he continues to mull over his options prior to the March 1st playoff eligibility waiver deadline, Murray wrote. George already took the extra step prior to the Clippers meeting with Westbrook to publicly vouch for his former teammate, Oklahoma City Thunder teammate. Okay, pause. That's pretty much that part. Um, Westbrook and is right now currently undecided what team he's going to be on. Now what's funny is the All-Star game is in Utah this weekend, so I don't know if he's going to be there in Utah. Um, Possibly talking with Paul George and Kawhi. I don't know if they're going to be talking to LA because you guys do know that Westbrook got bought off to the Utah Jazz. So I don't know if he's going to be out there in Utah for All-Star weekend. That's what they're going to talk, or they're going to be talking um, in LA because they all from LA. They all live there. So, but they're going to be definitely having a conversation, which I think again is something that Kawhi, Paul George just got the Kawhi on the same board, and also guys like Robert Covington, who spoke highly about Russell Westbrook, said he's a great teammate. Um, when he was on Houston, because people tried to define his character saying he was like a vampire with the Lakers in the locker room and all this, and that's how I know. That's how I know the media ain't shit because for you to sit up there and make that type of claim over a person that you didn't know and not even put a name on it. So you don't even, not only do you say something like that disrespectful, but you don't even put a name on it, just shows how cowardly a lot of these media members are. And that's why I feel like a lot of these players don't respect these guys, man, because it's not you're ruining people's careers. I know what it is when I'm as a player, like to see certain guys get their credibility and their, what I'm saying, ruined by the media because they control the narrative. That's who a lot of these other people listen to, these media members. So yeah, a lot of these media members ain't shit, man. I mean, you got a few guys who are solid like Chris Haynes and Rick Bucher and what I'm saying, whatever. But a lot of these guys ain't shit. They don't really have no type of respect, no type of class for the game, no respect for the game. But they want people to have respect for them, right? But Robert Covington spoke very highly of him. Nicholas Batum spoke highly of Russell Westbrook, saying that if they have a chance to get him, they most certainly should, because he was a MVP candidate. Marcus Morris is vouched for him. So all these guys, off of the vocal leadership of Paul George, have been on board with Russell Westbrook. And I got something else to say. If Russell Westbrook's such a bad team, and this is another question I want to ask to people, and y'all can probably help me out in here. Y'all a smart audience. So if Russell Westbrook's such a bad guy and such a bad teammate and just so terrible to play with, and he destroys locker rooms, what teammate has came out and really actually vocally said anything negative about Westbrook? What NBA player really said something vocally bad about the dude? Somebody just give me the name. We see all the time players who are not happy with certain teammates based off of personal issues, playing styles, they didn't like playing with that person, whatever. There's players that will say something, especially if the player is no longer around. Who is the teammate that has said that Russell Westbrook is such a bad teammate? I ain't seen it. Kobe Bryant, Bradley Beal, Patrick Beverly, Kevin Durant, after what I'm saying, all that stuff cleared up when the media was trying to make it between some type of argument between those two. What I'm saying, Anthony Davis spoke about him. He's a good dude. Like, what teammate has came out and said something negative about Russell Westbrook? For this guy that's just so unbearable to be around, he cannot win a championship. What I'm saying? He's a locker room cancer. Like, who are these people that are actually bringing that out? So y'all got to remember this again. This is the media saying this ain't. You got to understand the players. If you want to know how a player is, you got to actually talk to the people who's been around them. That's why I say I like talking to players, because they're actually people that's been around him on a constant basis. And I've never heard anybody speak negatively about Russell Westbrook. If you want to talk about the winning and he's been to 3 conference finals his entire career. 2 of those he's beat the San Antonio Spurs, they're high IQ teams, historic teams when he was at OKC. He's been to an NBA championship when he lost to the super team Miami Heat. He was the point guard. right? In 2017, he took that OKC Thunder team when he won the MVP. He almost took them to the playoffs, where you can't even name that starting five. They had guys like Andre Roberson and you know what I'm saying, Dion Waiters, and they had players like that who are just I mean, are they even in the league anymore? No disrespect to them, but those guys don't move the needle enough, and that's why Russell Westbrook. And this is why people say he's been on 5 teams in for 4 years or whatever. Put context to it. How is he getting to these teams? Well, he leaves the OKC Thunder team in 2018, right? And then he goes to the Houston Rockets with James Harden. What happens with James Harden? James Harden has arguably, in my opinion, his best season after his MVP year, right? He gets moved there from OKC because again OKC wasn't going anywhere, so they gave him a favor to go to the Houston Rockets. That doesn't seem like Russell Westbrook's an issue. That's just basically people moving. He's been there. He was there for prior to that almost 10 seasons. So what you think in this type of market, you're probably gonna most likely move even the stars, right? He goes to Houston. He gets traded for John Wall. Because basically, I guess they weren't able to, make it work. They got beat by the Lakers in that bubble. Okay, you can say that, Harden and Westbrook didn't particularly wasn't gonna win, but what Harden had his best season with Westbrook outside the MVP year. He goes to Washington. He takes that team. He takes that team to the playoffs with Bradley Beal's hurt for a number of games. And y'all know Bradley Beal has a tendency of always being hurt. For the most part. And you know what I'm saying, he had that team in the playoffs in the first round. They got beat by the Philadelphia 76ers. They get beat by the Philadelphia 76ers in the first round. Right? But he made the all NBA third team that season. Now people don't like to talk about that. He goes to the Wizards and he gets the all NBA third team accomplishment. Where have the Wizards been since? They're not even a playoff team anymore. They're barely I don't think they're even a play-in team. Right? So then he goes from there to the Lakers where he got traded. Now, was he a problem in Washington? It didn't seem like it. Make sure y'all hit that like button for your boy. Victor Oladipo said Russ helped his career. Big, yeah. All these people, these players are saying that, I'm saying, that actually spoke highly of Russell Westbrook. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out the person who speaks negatively about the dude. But that's nonetheless. He goes from there, goes to the Lakers. He gets traded to the Lakers before, for 3 different players. So he's one player, he gets traded for 3 players: Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell, and KCP. You know what that means? That means he was the best player in that trade. And that means he's still an all-star player. You don't have an all-star player and then get traded to a team like the Lakers and look at them as some like type of team that's not solid, or he's still not a great player. So when people keep saying that he's been on 5 teams in this amount, like, they're not putting no context to it. Just because you get moved doesn't mean you're the problem. Sometimes it can be a good thing getting traded. And also, let me say this, and I'm gonna let y'all in a little bit. Haven't you all thought about it that that's actually somewhat of a positive that he's able to get moved around like this, because that only means he's actually able to keep getting jobs. Like, I'm gonna give it to y'all for people who actually is in the working field. If I have a person that's constantly getting able to get job after job because of their resume, that means I have a skill and a quality that is needed in a certain on a certain team. So the fact that Russell Westbrook keeps getting these jobs in these different teams shows that he has something that that these other teams want. Y'all heard that he's actually getting looked at by the Chicago Bulls as well. And it makes sense because they don't have a point guard with Lonzo Ball being left. And I'm about to go into that right now, because for the people who keep talking about they don't need a point guard, they don't need this, that, and the other, for the people that say that Patrick Beverley and Russell Westbrook can't help this team, again, I keep telling y'all, players look at the game differently from, certain certain other people, right? And I've always been inviting to people's opinions. You understand what I'm saying? So I never get, my my feelings hurt when people have different opinions, fans. But it's just as long as it's respectful and as long as you actually have an open mind to hear what these players have to say, because they're the ones in these locker rooms. We're the ones who's actually been in these situations, and we understand how personalities mess and what the importance is of certain teammates. There's a reason why Paul George is campaigning for Russell Westbrook. It's a reason why, people say Pat Beverly can be a big piece if they choose. Again, they have one roster spot left, right? So I want y'all to hear a person who is actually speaking on the situation with Patrick Beverly and also some of the sentiments that I've shared over the last month or two about um um the Clippers and what they need to do to get to that next level. So here's an NBA player that y'all can listen to right now that's going to actually put things in perspective. And I'll be back in about a minute to detail, and we'll go on and get y'all in here for comments.
Well, again, with respect to dude, I'm not here to disrespect nobody, but there's a difference between guys that have done it and haven't. And if you understand the makeups of a team, when you've been in those locker rooms, you know what happens. Injuries, right? For one. Two, leadership. Guys been there. Yeah, that's reserved. That's in reserves. That's not. There's 15 guys on the team. Again, and Terrence Mann is not a point guard. Sorry, fellas. Sorry to tell you guys, he's not a point guard. Respect to Terrence Mann, great talent. He's not a point guard. But again, on this team, you have Eric Gordon, who's filling in as a point guard, who's also not a point guard. You have 0 point guards on this team. As far as when I look at the roster, Bones is super talented too. 2 guard. He's not a point guard. And Russ, in that sense, he wasn't even a point guard, but at least he's been doing it his whole career, his whole NBA career. So I'll say this, with the addition of Russ, with the addition of Pat, if that comes to pass, now you have depth at the point guard position. You have guys who've actually been doing this for their entire, Pat his entire life, and Russ for his entire NBA life, right? So you have real point guards who know the position, have been successful, understand deep runs in the playoffs. Pat knows how to play his role. He knows how to come off the bench. He knows how to be a locker room guy, right? And all going towards one goal. And that's so important in the playoffs. We have everybody buying in when things are going down, and you have a guy that you know is a dog that's going to be clapping and like, hey, guys, pick it up. Let's lock back in. That's how you turn the tide of series sometimes, just with those leaders that you and I talked about, right? So you have a guy that you know is for his team. And another guy that, his teammates rave about him. So, with respect to Mr. Mann, I just don't think he knows what he's talking about.
All right, man. So that was Chris Copeland, man. And I got a chance to listen to him on the show. I actually had Chris Copeland on the pod. I actually played against him. Even though he's like 12, 15 years older than me, I got a chance to play against him a few years back. Solid dude, man. Had him on the podcast not too long ago, about almost a year ago. He was on Ticket's channel. I got a chance to listen to his podcast not too long ago. And he spoke about, what he feels about Patrick Beverly and Russell Westbrook, man. So good content, man. Ticket's doing, some good things over there, man. I respect the movement he's doing and the work he's putting, because it gives a different perspective of these players coming in, able to, actually talk hoops. Now, if y'all know Chris Copeland is, Chris Copeland played for, for the Pacers. He played for a number of different teams in the league. He played with Paul George. So he's kind of an OG in the game. And, a lot of the sentiments he echoes is what I've been echoing as well. Basically, the sentiments that he's saying about the Clippers is basically, how can I put it? Where do I start? He said the first thing he said, the Clippers don't have a point guard. They don't have a guy who's a point. Now, I don't fully agree with the situation where he said they don't have a point guard per se. I think this guy, Eric Gordon, could be our point guard, but I understand what he's telling us. He's saying they don't have a guy who's actually been known to be a point guard for their whole career. It's a difference between being a point guard and an actual combo guard. Me and Eric Gordon is some person like he can be what you call a combo guard, where he can play the point guard, but that's just not what naturally he's put at. He's usually a 2. But I definitely have confidence he can run that position based off of his ability to be strong with the ball, his frame, his ball handling skills, his decision making. I can see him being in that position, but I understand what Chris is talking about. You know what I'm saying? That's not what he's known for his entire career. And as I look through his roster, the Clippers don't have a point guard. Even now, they still don't have a guy on this team that can run that position. Right? A lot of sentiments he said, Terrence Mann, not a point guard. Sorry. Have we seen that this year? Terrence Mann, great talent. Like I've constantly said, great talent, great glue guy, not a point guard. Right? Paul George, great talent, top 10 player, my guy, not a point guard. Who else? Bones Highland, great 2 guard, athlete, talent, not a point guard. Right? Love his game. He's still not a point guard. It's not hate. It's not somebody trying to hate off of somebody. It's just what the truth is. And when people keep seeing it, it's not. It's like if you're seeing it right in front of you, then that's what really should be the center of talk. It shouldn't be, oh well, why can't we? Why is it gotta be? We have to have a bro. It's because it's a natural thing. All these top teams have point guards, right? Look at the top teams in the league. Jamal Murray, point guard of the Nuggets. Ja Morant, point guard of Memphis Grizzlies. De'Aaron Fox, point guard of the Sacramento Kings. CJ McCollum, point guard of New Orleans Pelicans. Phoenix Suns, Chris Paul, point guard. Like all these teams has a point guard. He said Eric was an underrated pickup for y'all. I love Eric Gordon, man. I love Eric Gordon, bro. I've been watching him since he's been with Indiana. Right? That's where he's from. He's just a natural hooper. So again, he said, salute, Showtime. He said, so Russ is finna help us as well. I'm gonna break it down as I'm breaking down for you, man. We're gonna get to it. But Ace 30 said Westbrook could help the Clippers if managed correctly. And yeah, that's what it is. It's been about management. See, what Bones Highland is what they should have used for John Wall. That's what they should have been doing for him. The way they're using Bones Highland is the same way they should have used for John Wall. But again, because Ty Lue had his head up his ass and he didn't understand rotations and lineups, it caused them not to be their best version of themselves. But again, that's another story. Salute to my man Ryan. Welcome to the show, brother. Shab 9000 said, call me stubborn, but I'd rather have Pat Bev on the bench playing the crowd and getting teased from the front than have a rush for a creator. And that's fair. That's fair. But back to what Chris was saying. Chris said basically they don't have a point guard and they don't have a point guard. And he also talked about how locker rooms are. People have to understand basketball is just more what you see on the court, brother. A lot of shit that goes on in that locker room, especially in the playoffs where you need certain personalities in that locker room for success. And if you have a person like a Patrick Beverley, who's a strong personality, who has chemistry with this team, I think, again, he would be somebody that can actually calm a lot of these players down. I think he's a rough rider in the playoffs. He's a guy that can give certain series to like top performers. Y'all remember when Patrick Beverley a couple seasons goes in the playoffs, they had, guys like Donovan Mitchell and Devin Booker, who they put Patrick Beverley on them, and, they struggled. Those are the type of series that Patrick Beverley can have a big impact in. Right? And then you look at a guy, like Russell Westbrook. One of the reasons why I would say the thing he can help me, because Showtime put the question out, I said, what can he help you out with? Number one, he can help you out with basically the pace of the game. That's the number one thing. Now, of course, people are going to counteract that with the turnovers. The turnovers, okay, listen. I think people are looking so much. what happened with the Lakers, and I've said over and over, he would look different with the Clippers. And also, Chris said this as well. He said he would look different with the Clippers because the Clippers have actual shooting and spacing. When you have an aggressive point guard attacking the basket, and then you got shooters and you got scorers around him, then it looks different. You're able to actually find people to score the ball. The reason why the Lakers, he was so aggressive and he would try to turn the ball, because the Lakers don't really have the shooting talent. So a lot of times Russell Westbrook's mind works like, well, shit, if no one else is doing something, I'm going to try to do it myself. And that's when the boneheaded turnovers would come in. That's when, the mistakes would come in because he's trying to do stuff that he's not very, exceptionally well at. Because the Lakers don't have no offensive talent. So he's going to try to make something happen. That's just how his mind is. That's how any competitor is. If something's not working or something's not happening, he's going to try to make something happen himself. But on this team like the Clippers, he has guys and scores and talent around him where he doesn't have to do that. And from what I've seen in the past, Russell Westbrook will be willing to pass the ball if he has the talent around him. Right? Like I said, they're going to have a meeting this weekend, or I don't know if it's this weekend. They're going to have a meeting soon. So it looks like PG got Kawhi on board because they're both having this meeting. Now, I don't know. Showtime, what are you talking about? He was a point guard. He's been a point guard for his whole career. Patrick Beverley's been the point guard for every team he's been on. He was the point guard before Terrence Mann even got to the Clippers. That 2019 team, he was the point guard of that team. Now, he wasn't the primary baller, but the thing that I say Patrick Beverley, why I can use him, because he can actually shut somebody down in a series. But yeah, bro, he's been a point guard his entire career. They never had Terrence Mann as a point guard up until now. Who is the floor general right now in the Clippers? It's Paul George. And aside from him having a great game, I think he had 4 turnovers against the Suns, bro. Just bad turnovers. Just horrible turnovers, bro. And I don't even fault him for that. Because that's just not Paul George's position, bro. The man's not comfortable playing that position. That is not who he is. Any person who actually has played or has, any real eye of the game knows he's not a PG. And if you have him in those situations in the playoffs, bro, there's going to be boneheaded turnovers, and you're going to have, all these Clipper fans talking about, oh, I didn't want Paul George running. Like, bro, listen, this man is a elite two-way player. I don't want him running the point guard position. I don't want him doing that. But again, Chris, Chris said a lot of good things in that video, man, and just sort of echoing what I've been saying. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times players are on board with a lot of things because they understand what goes on in the locker room. They understand what goes on in that court, bro. Like it's the reason why, Nicholas Batum, Marcus Morris, and all these other players are actually saying they need a point guard on this team. They need something. Now, if you want Eric Gordon to play point guard, I'm cool with that. I can rock with Eric Gordon playing, but will they give him that responsibility? I don't think they're going to give it to him. So, yeah, man, I'm gonna let y'all in here. Also, man, we're gonna have an interview coming soon. It's no caption needed, man, for this one, bro. Steve Kerr is gonna be coming on the podcast very soon, man. That's me and him. What was that Friday? Thursday. I want all my Warrior fans to pull up, man. All my pull up to the podcast, man. We're gonna have Steve Kerr coming in, talking a lot of stuff. We got a chance to chop it up, man. I got a good chance of conversation to be around him, bro. Man, Steve Kerr is an awesome dude, bro. He's he's one of the greatest basketball minds I've ever been. Like I had a lot of, you know what I'm saying, real bad, like, you know, what's the word? Criticism for the Warriors organization because how they handled that Jordan Poole and Draymond Green situation. But I have a lot of respect for Steve Kerr as a person, man. I like him as a person. Me just sitting down talking to him about basketball, life, and things of that nature, bro. He's a good dude. He's a very good dude. And you know, he's gonna be pumped to the podcast very soon. I know they're on All-Star weekend right now, so he's kind of just relaxing and chilling. But he will be pulling up to the podcast very soon. And um I can't wait to have him on. You know, we'll probably have some open talk. I might have a chance for y'all to get a chance to talk to him. See, my thing is to try to bring in, you know, NBA players and coaches and, you know, analysts for y'all to talk to him. We had Ryan Hollins on not too long ago. And you know, y'all got a chance to speak to him as well. You know, so that's just what I want to do, man. Get back to y'all, man, because y'all without y'all, there is no Pull Up Basketball podcast, bro. So, I mean, this is a chance that, you know, get a chance to, you know, talk to Steve Kerr when he comes on. Shab 9000 don't like him, but respect the hell. Yeah, he's a good dude, man. He won me over. I'm not gonna lie, he really did. He's just a great all around guy. He's tall as shit too. He's like 6'4", 6'5". I'm 6'2". Like the dude's about 6'4", 6'5". Like he's pretty damn tall. But I just dropped the link for y'all. Y'all wanna come in here, man. Cook Paul George. Like I said, he deserved a championship with the Clippers. That's my thoughts about it, man. You know, nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to really bring it up. But he definitely deserves a championship. And just as much as anybody in the league. Just as much as anybody in the league. Tish, appreciate you coming in. That's big. Crash brother, happy for man. It's for everybody here, man. All my people, man. All my Clippers supporters and, you know, guys in here, man. Definitely respect to everybody in here, man. People that disagree with me, people that agree with me, I definitely appreciate it. But yeah, that's why y'all. My man Ace 30, man. What's good, bro? What's good?
Yo, salute BJ. Salute everybody.
What's good, brother? How you doing?
There's a few comments, BJ. You know how it is. I do agree with you. Like I said before on prior shows, on prior streams, that Russ will help out the Clippers if managed correctly. The thing is, I think averaged like 28 minutes with the Lakers, and he was in the closing lineups with the Lakers. The thing is, with Russ, like let's break down Russ's impact, right? I see it as he got 3 to 4 positives and 3 negatives, right? Let's start with the positives.
All right.
He's a 1 second.
What's good, OC?
What's up, brother?
Chilling,
Yeah, I'm happy you getting these big looks, man. That's what you need, brother. I'm happy for you.
Hey, man, it's all love,
Congrats,
man.
bro.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Salute everybody.
But like let's start with the 3 positives. The first positive is, like you said, like you mentioned before, the control of pace. When he was on the floor, and since his prime, Westbrook can help you speed up the pace. When he was on the floor with the Lakers this year, they were 3rd in the league in pace. So that's number 1. So the higher pace you got on your team typically means more possessions. The second positive is rim pressure. He will constantly collapse the defense, which is a great complementary to the personnel the Clippers got, which is shooters. And he's proven, even through his decline, even as a 6th man this year, that he can generate shots for 3-point shooters. The third thing is he's a very good rebounder. Even the narrative during the triple-double days, he might teammates might help him get rebounds. He's still a good rebounder, especially for a point guard. So all those things, and ironically, all those things I mentioned, the Clippers are extremely below average in pace, assists, and as well as rebounding. Y'all average in rebounding, but the point is he can help with rebounding as well. And as a fourth is kind of a situation he's proven this year to give you good defensive effort. So those are 3 and 3.5 positive for Westbrook. Obviously, the negatives are timely turnovers. The same thing, he's not a good shooter, so he's not going to provide that much good with spacing. And the last thing is, at times he does lose track of his assignments off ball and miscommunicates. However, you can counteract 2 of those negatives if you manage his minutes properly. If he gets, say, if you instead of averaging 28 minutes per game with the personnel the Clippers got, he can average anywhere from 22 to 24 minutes. And now 22 to 24 minutes, if I'm Ty Lue, I'm telling Westbrook, you're coming off my bench, you're gonna be the 7th or 6th guy, depending on the matchup or the team we go against. And during that time, I need you to create, continuously be, put pressure at the rim, generate more open shots, and get open buckets for us. Because in the transition, you guys aren't up that below average in that too. He will help in all those things. And like I said before, the only thing you cannot do with Russ is put him in your closing lineups, which actually be easier for a team like the Clippers due to the amount of personnel and acquisitions y'all had with the trade deadline. He's proven, like BJ mentioned before, he's not a toxic teammate. There's not a single player that he played with OKC, the Wizards, the Rockets that say he was a toxic teammate.
That's true.
Second thing is he's proven to be coachable. After he only started for the Lakers 3 games this year.
Right.
After that man came off the bench, and before he got traded, he was favorites to win 6 man a year. Man give you 7 to 8 assists coming off the bench, bro. So like I said, he can definitely help any team if he's managed correctly. He just can't close for you, and he can't play because due to his lack of space, because he's not a good shooter at all. He can't be on the same floor as 2 bigs or another non-shooter. But that don't apply to the Clippers due to the personnel you guys have. So I say if the Clippers were to acquire Westbrook, if he plays 22 to 24 minutes a game for y'all instead of 28, most of his minutes come in the late first quarter to early third quarter. That's gonna be fine. Y'all, that would definitely help y'all. But hey, man, it depends how you feel about it.
No, it's all good point. Yeah,
I like the way you frame that. But I still don't think we necessarily need him. Like, I mean, I wouldn't be extremely opposed to it. Like, I'm not gonna trip if we do pick him up, but I don't think we need him. I think, like BJ said, I would like to see Eric Gordon get that job, but also like BJ said, we don't know if he's gonna get that job. So, but I think I don't know, man. I wouldn't be opposed to it though. I guess I don't want it to happen. It's not like the one I'm looking for, but yeah, like you just framed it though. Though I can't disagree with what you just said.
Okay. Let's go with my man Bubba. What's good, man? What you got, bro? What's good, man?
Salute, BJ. With the Russell Westbrook thing, I agree with all that H30 said about the positives and the negatives and everything. But my thing is, if he gets let's say he gets to the Clippers, will Ty Lue play him? Because we seen Ty Lue not play certain point guards that the Clippers got. If you look at Rondo, you look at John Wall, and you look at a couple players, he doesn't really play point guards that can't really space the floor. And Russell Westbrook can't space the floor. So my only question is, will Ty Lue play him? But he can play in certain points of the game, but he can't be on the closing lineup because he can't really space the floor, and he can't really guard as much as some point guards. You know what I'm saying? He sometimes does a lot of ball watching, which he misses defensive assignments. So those are some negatives that I might add to it. And me personally, I don't think Russell Westbrook is an integral part to a championship contending team because he, in my opinion, I think he cares more about his stats than team wins. I mean, look at his demeanor at post-game interviews. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he only cares about his stats.
Yeah, that's the main reason I don't like him on the team is how he handles losses, how he handles mistakes. I don't like it.
Right. He doesn't really have a good attitude towards like a team concept to win a championship. Like when he got to the Lakers, he's like, I mean, a championship is not what's really on my mind right now. Like what player says that, if you really are a competitor and you want to win a championship, you would never say something like that. So
yeah, that rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah, so me personally, I would go with Eric Gordon because he can guard, he can turn on the Jets at any time, he can space the floor. Like he'd be perfect for the Clippers in my opinion.
Okay. All good points from y'all. So like I think this is the question I posed to y'all. Like, do y'all feel like before I go, do y'all feel like the positives will outweigh the negatives if the Clippers sign Russ?
Only in limited minutes.
Okay, how much minutes we talking? 20, 25, 25, 30? What minutes are we talking?
Like I say about 20 minutes, 22 minutes, something like that.
Yep,
Okay.
22 to 24 minutes, man. That's good. And people forget, like I said, look at the personnel he plays with. And that's to the point of like, I understand it's a preference thing, like in terms of like showing his competitive, this, not third, but like let's be honest. When you watch him play, he gives maximum effort. And to be honest with you, it's actually up to the coach to put guys of that personality and of that type of play style in positions to optimize their play.
Mm.
So if he were
Mhm.
to go in the Clippers, he's proven before his prime, during his prime, and after his prime, he can optimize a team with adequate floor spacing, which the second unit of the Clippers definitely have.
Right. What about you, Bo?
Yeah, I would say 25 to 27 minutes. When Age 30 said he really turns up the pace, like I feel like he plays fast because he wants to get his quick points, his quick stats, and his quick triple doubles to where the media will start saying, "Oh, Russell Westbrook got a triple double in the second quarter. He got a triple double in less than 20 minutes." Those are kind of
He
stats
cares
that he.
about stuff like that.
Right. So I don't really know if that's gonna really contribute to a team concept, but playing him in spurts, like me, if I was his coach, I'll play him more in the second and third quarter, like in starting of the game. I'm not gonna really give him any minutes because he can't really stagnate Kawhi and Paul George. He might not even feed Kawhi the ball. He might be looking for his own stats and his own points, quick points. So
You know what?
spurts.
You know what?
But
Another drawback you guys can say though, I think might happen though.
what's
Him
up?
hurting Bones' growth.
See, I don't see that.
You don't think
I don't
he'll hurt
see
Bones' growth?
no, because because Bones, basically Bones, like I said, this is his second year in the league right now. So he's just happy to be on the squad doing what he's not gonna be starting. I think Bones is about 20 minutes per game. And if they can share the minutes at the point guard position, they can have, and this is why I say T Man needs to move to the 2 or 3 because you can split the minutes between. You can give Russell Westbrook and Bones Highland at the point guard, Eric Gordon on the power at the 2. After or with the 2 and the 3 mixed in, and then you have Terrence Mann there as well. But if you keep putting T Man at the point guard position, then he's taking away minutes from a Russell Westbrook and a Bones Highland. If you move him to like a 3, like he's supposed to be, then that opens up more time where you can actually still have Russell Westbrook get his minutes because he still wants to play. Like he made it vocal, he wants to start, which I'm perfectly fine with. But kind of like y'all been saying, just give him about 25, 27 minutes, and I think he'll be happy. And then you have Bones, who's still gonna give you about 20 minutes per game, and still be able to show his talent. I don't think Russ is gonna hurt his management. It's gonna depend on how Ty Lue coaches and manages these guys' minutes, and there'll be enough minutes for everybody to go around, for everybody to eat, for everybody to showcase their talent. Rotations are good, and it's just gonna be based off of just managing. And I want to go back to this comment from Tish. She said Russ on the Clippers might be a good look, but if they don't win, the media is going to attack him even more. They're waiting on the slipper to have another summer. And this is part. And I'm gonna be honest with you. This is what I've also thought about too. Kawhi, Paul George, and Russell Westbrook. Can anybody tell me what they have in common? All three of those guys.
They're from Cali.
Oh yeah, they from Cali. But what is something? What is something in common they all have that how they
Bad media narrative.
exactly? And let me tell you something. And you don't think they talk about that type of shit? Like these guys constantly, getting a bad rep from the media Kawhi is low management. He doesn't play. He can't. He's not a vocal leader. Paul George, pandemic P. You know what I'm saying? You can't. You
Mentally
can't trust
weak.
him. Mentally weak. Russell Westbrook is a cancer. Like all this bullshit. And what sweeter revenge would be is like if they stuck it to the media and those same critics who said that they can't win a championship together. This is what I also think about. It's like the media does this all the time. They find a way to destroy these guys' resumes and what they've accomplished in the league. And the only way to really make them shut up is by actually proving that they can win. And I mean, yeah, a lot of the blame has been on Russell Westbrook unfairly with the Lakers. Like, if we think about it, a lot of blame has been unfairly to him. So I don't think Russell Westbrook would hurt us if they put him in the right positions.
I, I, uh, I mean, I put it to you like this. I think, I think, I think we're better off doing it with by committee and picking up maybe Pat Bev and do it by committee. I don't think we need Russ, to be honest with you, though. I mean, I wouldn't be, like I said, I wouldn't be like extremely opposed to it, but I think we could do it without him, man. I really do. I think I'd rather have Pat Bev's defense.
Okay, that's fair. And you know what, OC, I'll take that. If we get Patrick Beverly, I'm cool. If we get Patrick Beverly and we use him as a defensive ace, I'm cool with that. But the thing is, I don't think they're gonna give Eric Gordon the point guard position.
Yeah,
That's the only problem. I'm like, okay,
yeah.
you don't get Westbrook, you still not gonna play him up. I'm like, so it's like I'm still a little bit iffy about that. But Josh, what's good, man?
What's good?
What you got, bro? What you got?
Y'all know the Clippers have 2 roster spots open, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
y'all
we get
think
both of them.
I think they do.
Mm,
Is it you could get Patrick Beverly or Kevin Love maybe, or Russell and Kevin Love?
I think Kev going to Miami, ain't he?
I heard Philly was talking to him.
They are, but they still say Miami is the front runner though.
I mean, he played with Tyrese, so it only makes sense.
It does. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to having another 3-point shooter as a big.
but what you got with the Paul George comments about him saying that there would be more to win a championship with the Clippers? And I don't think I asked y'all this either.
I agree.
With the Lakers, and what do
I
y'all
agree with
feel
him
like?
too.
How much do y'all faith that he will be able to do that?
That's what I'm banking on. I want to see it happen, man. I would love to see Paul George and Kawhi get another one and prove that the Clippers ain't cursed.
If they do win the championship, there's gonna be more stars that want to play for the Clippers anyway.
Right. Man, I would love to see Paul George get a championship, man. For sure.
Yeah, yeah. What about you, Bubba?
I mean, yeah, I would love to see Paul George with the championship. I mean, like you just said, like he has a solid resume, and a championship. Me personally, I think a
That would
championship
complete it.
it will complete it. Yeah, it'll make him a first ballot Hall of Famer, and
It,
especially with the Clippers too, a
it
team that
erase some of that bad narrative on him.
yeah, it erases every narrative about him. And as the first team to ever win a championship for the Clippers, that'd be so huge for the city for Clipper fans in LA.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think just by what he's accomplished in his career, man. Like even now, that he could say he deserves a championship just as much as anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Xavier Green, what's good, man? What you got, bro?
What it is, man. Um,
How you doing?
yeah, I like I like Kawhi and Paul George. I think Paul George do deserve one, man. He could have won one with Indiana, man. if with the pieces right. But yeah, he deserved one, man. Shit,
That
him.
big three
If
was in
y'all
the
get
weight
lucky,
in though.
huh?
That big three was in the weight in though.
Yeah, they was. Yeah, I understand that. I mean, but they still didn't. They, I don't know. If I remember, they went to game 7, right?
Twice.
Twice. Yeah, but the
Mhm.
big three, yeah, and he was a young cat. He was doing his thing. To me, when he broke your leg, I think that'll kind of set him back a little bit. I
Yeah.
guess. Man. And but he still came back and did his thing with Russ. I think he scored like 28 points and stuff like that. But this right here, man, if Clippers can get out of this gauntlet, man, bro, this is a season to remember, dog. I can't even front. You got Kyrie over there now. You got KD over there, LeBron over there, bro. If they get out of this, bro, all power to them boy, man. For real. Like,
Yeah.
and they win with Russ. Oh man. Well, I don't know if Russ signed yet, but I'm just saying. They win with Russ, bro. Hey man, respect. I'm gonna come up here and give my respect and all that shit, dog. You know, you
Hey.
know, you know what I'm saying? The season been going, but have they signed Russ yet or what?
Nah,
No.
they in talks with him right now. I think they're Kawhi and PG supposed to talk to him. Some probably either this weekend or next week. So they're definitely gonna have a conversation and about what's gonna happen. Where you from, bro? It's my first time seeing you on.
Oh,
Where you?
oh yeah, well, no, I seen you on show shit, man. I'm from Atlanta, man. I mean, I ain't no, I'm not a Clippers fan, but I'm a fan of, the guys, what I'm saying. I'm
You're
a
a
Hawks
ball
fan.
fan though.
I'm
Oh,
a
okay.
Hawks fan. I'm a Hawks fan, but
Ice Tray, yeah. What you think
yeah,
they're gonna
yeah,
do with them, bro?
he
What you think
fucking
they're gonna do with
melting
Ice
right.
Tray?
He melting right now. But they might fire the coach, man. That's just how I go. They gonna fire the
Mhm.
coach. We keep losing. I think they might fire the coach, man. Probably
You think that
after the
fixed it though?
All-Star game, man. Huh?
You think that'll fix y'all issue though?
I don't. I'm just. Well, I don't know, because I'm telling you, like that's what they do, though. That's what they do. You got a guy
That's
in there,
true.
young. You got a guy in there that's friends with Trey Young. So when you got guys in the office that friends with each other, hey, man, most likely, man, because Nate McMillan, he old school. You see what I'm saying?
He is.
Mhm.
These new kids, these new guys want guys to bow to their feet, you know what I'm saying, and all that. They want them to. I guess you gotta adapt to him, and he ain't doing that. He old school, you know what I'm saying. Respect to him. It's sad how they gonna do him, but they gonna get rid of him though, bro. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. They
They
gonna get.
used to things coming to them easier than it.
There you go. There you go. Like I said, Trey a baller, my nigga. Like, but you
No
talking
doubt.
like you talking like goddamn. You man, I ain't trying to talk dog my boy, but I mean you know what I'm saying, bro. You talking like you did something, bro. Like nigga, little
Yeah,
nigga, he did nothing, pipe down, little nigga. He ain't did nothing yet, man. I fuck with you. You know what
No
I'm
yeah,
saying?
doubt.
I always ride with him because with that Luka situation, you know what I'm saying? Because him and Luka always come up. And I understand people, you're gonna pick Luka. I get it, I just like Trey though, but Trey gonna have to get right, man. Trey gonna have to be a leader. This way you be a leader right here, bro. You know what
No
I'm saying?
doubt.
And I like Murray too. Murray more of a leader to me than Trey right now. You feel me?
I
yeah,
For
agree
the
with that.
season.
I agree with
You know
that.
yeah. Murray's more of a he's more of a guy who can galvanize his team.
You see what I'm
He's steady.
saying?
He more
Hey,
steady than Trey.
yeah, then Trey, cause Trey a little, he hot fire. Yeah, he little
Yeah.
23-year-old little dude, little hot fire. You know what I'm saying? He think shit don't stink. I fuck with bro, but this ain't no Hawk screen. But what I gonna say is this my last time talking on the Hawks. But we got a great team, bro. If y'all look at it, we got a big man. We got a power forward. We got Collins. We got shooters. We got everything. What the
Right.
fuck is going on? But anyway, yeah, we'll talk about that later. But anyway, I like you know what I'm saying. I like Paul George and I like Kawhi. I even like Kawhi with the Navy braids. You know what I'm saying. I like the way he wear.
Hell
You
yeah.
feel me? They get his shit pressed, looking. Got his shit straight now. You know what I'm saying. But yeah, If these boys win this, man, this is gonna be amazing, dog. Amazing,
bro.
dog. Like,
If let me they also appreciate that, brother. But I think if they're able to pull this title out, man, I'm gonna say this right here. That
mhm.
would, bro, that would probably be the biggest, one of the greatest stories we've ever seen because of just how much of the
Telling you, bro.
disrespect, what
The
the disrespect the
disrespect.
media showed these three, man. If they was able to win a championship, bro, together, bro, that would actually,
Oh my
my
God.
gosh, bro, come on, man.
Do you know how? I don't think we know how big that gonna be, dog. Like, I understand. See,
Hometown heroes,
huh?
hometown heroes, and every damn thing.
Yep, all from
All-time
LA,
hero, bro. Both of them boys from
LA.
what Kawhi from what Kawhi from?
He
He
from
from
Riverside. He from Riverside. He from Riverside.
Riverside, and Paul George from where?
Palmdale.
Palmdale. Okay, Palmdale, and damn, man. You know what though? Kawhi would have been with the Lakers too. They would have been the Lakers, right? If LeBron didn't win,
Right.
damn, they probably would have been with the Lakers. This shit crazy. But anyway,
Yeah.
more like I respect Kawhi anyway, and I respect them for them to go to the Clippers and
Mm-hmm.
do this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. They man already went to Toronto, a whole nother goddamn country that we wouldn't even talk about, and
Right.
won the
Real
championship.
talk.
Like I said, man. This I'm just waiting to see. And like I said, I also like KD and Kyrie. I like them boys. I like both of them boys, man. You know what I'm saying? I do want to see them go against each other because I ain't seen Kawhi and KD go against each other in years, dog. Or
Right.
or
Right.
I ain't
Right.
seen KD. I ain't seen KD go against LeBron in years. I mean, when last time y'all seen that?
Man, we ain't seen it in man since the
Since
finals,
Golden
bro.
State, right?
Yeah.
Since Golden
Yeah.
State,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. They ain't played
Since he
together since
ran for
that
KD.
time.
Since he ran for
Right.
KD. I
Yeah,
just
bro.
play, I just play. But and much yeah, you're right about the disrespect on them three guys. Cause they disrespect them and stuff like that. And they also disrespect to me they disrespect KD a lot too. As far as like different people like with this move now, they say it's a super team and all that stuff like that. To me, if you gonna say if you say KD's a coward, fraud, and all that, why is the Suns the favorite? I don't understand. If he a fraud, he gonna lose anyway. Y'all shouldn't be worried about him anyway, right?
No, they want him to win the championships. It's really LeBron fans that say that. I don't feel like the
You
Yeah.
know
league
why?
don't really care.
You know
The
why?
league don't really care.
Yeah, the league don't really care. You know why LeBron fans say that? Come on, man.
Yeah, they want
Anybody
him.
that
They want him
wrong
closer.
Bron, huh?
They
Mm,
What's
want him
that?
closer to his status.
yeah.
Yeah. Look. Anybody that won, see, they already saying it now. Oh, this championship ain't gonna mean nothing if you win. Oh, huh?
What?
So it ain't gonna mean nothing. They said if KD win the championship, it ain't gonna mean nothing. That's what they said. They already
That's
said it.
cap. That's
And you
cap.
right, BJ. You right about that. It is the Bron fan, majority of the Bron fans, but you know what I'm saying? A lot of
Right.
people don't like that move, man. Like, this shit crazy, man.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't believe
Yeah.
this happened. Like,
Yeah. My
yeah, you
man
know what I'm
Bruce.
saying?
My man Bruce was good, man. Welcome in.
What's up,
Good
Bruce?
morning. Good morning. What's up, panel?
What up, bro?
Good. What's good, brother?
Um, this is the championship for the Clippers to lose. The only team they have to beat is themselves. People say the Nuggets because I think it's mental. So the only team that Clippers have to beat is themselves. And I'm so happy about the acquisition of Plumlee.
Yeah.
So happy.
Yeah, he pretty good.
I'm more confident about the Clippers winning because of Plumlee. Because we finally have a backup big that can defend. I think he's a better defender than Zubac.
And rebound.
Yeah, I think he's a better defender. He moves better than Zubac. And he could play better against all those point guards that like to use the pick and roll. They're not going to do that with Plumlee. And the way he was defending, and I'm not worried about the Suns. Not one bit.
That's what I was
because
saying.
it could have been a blowout if Kawhi, one of those easy shots that Kawhi was missing, went down.
Kawhi had a bad game.
He did.
We gonna see, man. This gonna be, man. These playoffs gonna be good, bro. Damn,
Yeah.
bro.
So if they get Westbrook, if they get Westbrook, the Clippers can play any style. They can push the ball, they can walk the ball. The only thing I'm worried about is turnovers with Paul George and Westbrook together.
Well, sit one of them down. Sit one of them down. Westbrook start going crazy. Sit him down. Yeah, that's what I do. But let me ask you a question. How all of y'all feel about that Westbrook shit? What y'all feel about it?
Me personally, I would want Beverly better than Westbrook, but if Westbrook is on the team, I have to support him.
Yeah.
Hey, go
I'm
ahead.
Pat Bev too. Go ahead.
What I'm about to say though, I'm saying Pat Bell do too. But with Westbrook on that court, he gonna show up. He gonna show up every game. Even if he turn the ball over, he's still gonna show up for y'all. When you need him the most, he gonna show up. Basically, what I'm saying, he got durability. He gonna show up.
Nah, he play. He plays.
He play. He will give you full effort, even though he effing up. He will give you full effort. That's what I can say about him. Bro, he was a great player, bro. I mean,
He was.
bro,
He
that
was.
elbow jump he used to hit, that free throw jump he used to hit that thing, man, bro. I'm not trying to say nothing about Bron. This ain't about Bron. But once he got with him, it just you know what I'm saying. But he been turning the ball over though. We can say that he been turning the ball over before he even got with Bron. But for him to just can't shoot, they can't even shoot no more, bro. What's going? Like what the hell? Like how you lose that? You know what I'm saying? But I want to run. He'll get out and run, bro. You know what I'm saying? So
On this team, we don't need Westbrook to shoot. Just give the ball, make plays.
yeah.
Right.
Hey, look. Hey, now look. Y'all need a basket. He'll drive to the basket. You do get the free throw line. I'm just saying, like, one of them effort guys, bro. I take that on my team any day. Like Pat Bear. Hey, I can get both. I really get both, but I don't know.
I heard one of you guys said Westbrook don't defend. He has been defending lately. He was giving Kawhi problem. So Westbrook is a better defender this year than I've ever seen.
Oh,
That's true.
he's scared. I mean, he's scared to defend.
Hey, yo,
That's all he asks for, man.
guys.
What's up, bro?
So, yeah, I think people forgetting that we have Jerry West, so y'all don't think he could talk to him too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man already went to the big. I mean, man. Yeah. Y'all might use him right, You never know, bro. You never know what can happen, bro. Like, you may use him right, bro, for real. Because a couple games with the Lakers, he calmed down a lot. Like he was doing the right things, But my thing with him, my only thing with him, he will turn it over, and I don't understand it. Like he'll turn it over crazy, like nigga, bro, what the hell wrong with you, bro? Like I ain't get in there just throw crazy passes, but he will get the big man the ball. Like he can do pick and roll, like bro, he can do a lot of stuff, bro. But like you said, get that thing to Kawhi and go on down the court, bro. He'll rebound. Hey, he'll rebound too, bro. He'll rebound. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. He's a triple double guy, so like I said, man, I feel like he's a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer. He have a Hall of Famer career too.
Of course.
I just don't like the slander. I understand he been playing bad the last couple years. But he still give you effort, bro. He been there. I think he played like 70 games, bro. He still be there for you, man. You know what I'm saying? To do nobody like that, man. Especially somebody who beat him. gonna be there every time, fighting with you. That one thing he gonna do, he gonna fight with
And I don't like Kevin Love on the Clippers. He's not gonna play.
you.
With
Now,
Kylo, he's not gonna play. He's gonna be on the bench. He's gonna ask for a buyout too.
they
He's
gonna
not
have,
gonna play.
hold on. Hold on. Y'all sign him or y'all think about it?
No,
Okay. I'm gonna say.
he's just a free agent right now.
Okay. Now, let me ask you another question about because I heard about this Fred Van Vliet was going around. And they wanted Terrence Mann. They wanted Terrence Mann. What would was
I
y'all?
can hear you, man. There's somebody at church, so I can hear what you said. Could you say that again?
Oh, I'm sorry. I said with Fred Van Vliet. Did y'all hear about that? All that little thing was going around before the trade deadline,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
okay. I was saying like they wanted Terrence Mann for him, I think, and they wanted something else. But what y'all think about that? Did y'all want to give up Terrence Mann for him?
I'll
They want,
let y'all go first.
they want Terrence Mann and a first round pick for him.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think.
that's what they wanted. They wanted Terrence Mann the first round pick.
Yeah, I think they want a first round pick at least. And Terrence Mann, I don't know what else they want. They wanted something else. I don't know. But
Salute to my man, Little Rock. What's good, brother?
I mean, I think Fred would have been great for us. I
Mm-hmm.
like Fred,
Yeah.
but with the acquisition we picked up, I'm happy with the acquisition we got.
Right. Yeah. I was just asking because that was a big thing going around, when I was on Showtime, stuff and everything. I know a lot of guys were talking about it, so that's why I was just asking. And hey BJ, you got something on it? Like, what you think about it?
Yeah, I'm gonna let Bruce and them answer, and
Okay,
I'm
go
gonna
ahead,
go.
bro.
Yeah.
I wanted Fred VanVleet on the team, but the trade deadline is over, so I'm trying to get over it.
Okay.
So, um, because I'm just concentrating on what we get because we have everything. To me, to win a championship. If Westbrook is
Yeah,
added,
sure.
okay, but the team has everything. There's no excuses. You there's no excuses. You should be able to play defense. You know, Batum barely played last game, and I hear the Suns. The reason one of the Clippers bench is could be starters. So
Right.
I don't see how the Suns gonna beat the Clippers. And Chris Paul has slowed down. If you watch Chris Paul the last couple of games, he's not the same Chris Paul to me.
No, he ain't.
And Kevin Booker is not moving the same way too. He's not moving. I don't think Kevin Booker is healthy. Devin Booker is healthy. So I don't know what people think that, KD, we have KD. So, okay, we'll see. I mean, isn't that the same KD that the Brooklyn Nets fans were saying? We have KD. So that's the same thing's going to happen to the Suns. Okay.
That's why I said. That's why I said, man, he's such a fraud and everything. You can't worry about it. That's all. I mean, what to worry about? I don't understand. I mean, like I said, I ain't gonna disrespect KD. We know what he can do, but he can do nothing. I mean, the Clippers got it all. They got it all to win. Uh, KD got to win. KD got to win too. So he got to win. He had no
I
choice. He got to win.
I think so for me with the Terrence man, Fred VanVleet, man, I wanted Fred VanVleet. I ain't gonna lie, because it would have fixed the main issue that we've been struggling with, and that's just having a PG on our team. I think he would have been great for Paul George's confidence, because I'm looking at how it's going to make PG the best version of himself.
Right.
And the reason why I think he's vouching so hard for Westbrook is because, he played his best basketball when he had him. I mean, we all know in the playoffs, this has been the niche on PG. Like, there's certain situations where he has had, he second guessed himself. And I think when you have a guy like a Westbrook, a guy like a Patrick Beverly, a guy like that, or a Fred VanVleet, who has the personality to actually settle, Paul George down, I think it works wonders for our team. And that's why I wanted Fred VanVleet. I mean, not saying Terrence Mann isn't a very good player, and he's definitely developed and evolved year after year, putting the work in. But I just think Fred VanVleet, we're looking to win the title now, and we have to put everything in. You get a Fred VanVleet, who's 29 years old, he's still in his prime. I just think it would have been a move that would have put us over the top. Not saying we can't still win, 'cause I definitely think we can still win it. But if we had Fred VanVleet coming in, I would have been like, all right. I mean, we really don't have no weakness.
No, that's right.
Yo, what up, pull up?
But
What's
we're
good?
a big fan. Breezy, what's good, brother?
Salute the panel, salute the channel, man. How y'all doing, man?
Salute.
Yeah, no,
Sorry about your loss, man. Sorry.
nah, we ain't tripping off that. They ain't do us no favors. All they did was get us to the second round, 7th game. We could have did that without them coming to the Brooklyn Nets, for real. But I was saying,
That's not what you
yeah,
were
Don't
saying
do them
last
like
week.
that,
But
brother.
okay. Go ahead.
do it. I mean, do it like what? Yeah, I'm a fan of a team, not of a player. KD, I was a
No, I
fan of
respect
him
that. I
when
respect that. I was just cracking a joke.
I was, yeah, you gonna get me going hard for KD and Kyrie when they Brooklyn Nets, but after that, to hell with them. You
I
know what I
respect
mean?
that.
Like,
I respect
so
that.
the fans I don't reflect what the front office feel. I think I represent the fans more than the front office, and I think there's a divide between the fans and the front office. But that being said, I kind of wanted to add to the Van Fleet thing. You know what I mean? I feel like, y'all would have been dangerous on offense because the floor space and what that Van Fleet brings. And, I see similarities with the Nets far as needing that extra push on offense. We got a solid defensive team, and I guess we're not a super team no more because we don't have superstars on our team. But we a solid team. If I had to describe our team, I'm asking the panel, y'all describe your team too. I'm asking about the Clippers as well. We're not a super team because we don't have superstars. But what are the other titles for teams? There's super teams, there's solid teams, there's good teams, and there's bad teams. I think we're a defensive team, and I think that for us to have that offensive push we just need to start Cam Thomas over Finney Smith, and we good. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. And I'm saying that to say, to contrast to Van Fleet, Cam Thomas will give us that space and that we need for us to create and score the ball when we need to, like a Van Fleet would for the Clippers. So yeah, I could see. I won't say y'all dropped the ball on that, but I could see how he could have added to help y'all in that playoff push. But y'all a better defensive team than the some of the competition y'all got out west. So I think y'all be all right. And
Clippers is
last thing I wanted to say to the panel is I liken the Brooklyn Nets to the 03-04 Detroit Pistons. I did my homework before I pulled up. They were terrible. They were 26. Listen, they were 26 out of 29 teams. They were the 26th best offensive team, but they were the second best defensive team, and they won a championship that season. Then they had 4 players that could get them double digits with Rip Hamilton, Chauncey Billups, I think maybe Prince, and I think it was one more. I can't remember offhand. But my point is that's similar to what the Brooklyn Nets are doing, and I'm excited to see what we do after off season, man. I'm gonna jump in the chat though. Thanks.
All right, can I ask you a question though before you finish?
Yeah.
Who on y'all team is that big shot Billups?
Cam Thomas.
I think he's a great scorer, but is he a big shot maker in clutch time and playoff moments and stuff like that?
Nah, he got to prove himself, but I think it's Cam Thomas.
Oh, okay.
I think he's Ben Gordon. That's who he remind me of, Ben Gordon. That's who Cam Thomas remind me of.
Right.
I like him. I like his game.
His scoring. I think he a dog when it comes to scoring, but I don't know if he a big shot maker.
Yeah, we gotta see it. We gotta see you in the playoffs. Mingo Jester, my guy, what's good, brother?
What's happening, man?
Man, it's nothing to it. Happy Saturday morning, brother. How you doing?
Hey, I'm just chilling. A whole bunch of it. But my
you
thing
got,
is,
bro?
that guy was talking about the big Lakers. I mean, the big Nets fan. Yeah, he talking a bunch of nonsense. First of all, his team ain't about to do nothing in the playoffs. They won't beat Boston. They won't beat the Bucks. They may not even beat the 76ers or the Cavs. What is he talking about? Without those guys, he said they could have made it further without those guys. In what universe? Right.
His team is a super playing team, man. Super first round or super playing team.
Super playing team.
And Ben Simmons is Darko Milicic. But go ahead.
Right. And now they don't want him. He ain't gonna shoot the ball. So who else you got? Yeah, y'all got a good
Darko
defensive
will
team.
shoot,
Somebody
though.
got to put the ball in the basket.
Darko will shoot, though.
But he was trash though.
Yeah, but he would at least try to shoot.
Hey, all I'm gonna tell you is the Nets ain't going nowhere fast. They not going nowhere fast. It's over with for once they lost Kyrie and KD. They still had a little chance with KD, but once they lost KD, yeah, it's over with.
Nobody's talking about your Memphis Grizzlies.
I like the Grizzlies actually. The only problem with the Grizzlies is, bro, they got to get their head on straight. They can't do with all the extra stuff. If they just worry about basketball and stuff, all this other stuff, that'd be a good team. That's their only problem, I think. They need some veteran leadership. That's what their problem is.
Yeah, I think they
They
got
need
the
some
talent.
veteran
They just ain't
leadership.
smart.
Yeah, that's all. If they get some veteran leadership over there, that'd be good.
They had one. They traded him.
Who?
Danny Green.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Because he done been through the fire and won championships and stuff. I agree with that. I agree with
Hey, look who we got in the chat, man.
that. Hey, LeBron, salute on the record, man. Salute on all kinds of stuff.
So what you got what PG said, man, about winning the championship for the Clippers and how much it'll mean more than the Lakers?
I think it would. Only because the Lakers done won one already. And the Clippers ain't won them yet. So I think if they do get one, even though Kawhi got two, it's still to mean more to the Lakers, the Clippers organization, because the Clippers never won anything, period.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it would mean much. Wait a minute, did I say much? Yeah, much more than the Lakers winning one. Yes, much more.
Okay. Now let me ask you this question. So how when you look at the West, where do you feel like the Clippers stack up to the entire Western Conference, and how confident are you them getting to the finals and winning it?
I think they can get there. I believe they can make it. I think they can make it. The only problem with the Lakers, the Clippers is, keep saying the Lakers. The only problem with the Clippers is PG and Kawhi. That's the only problem. They got to play consistently. They can't be lackadaisical. They can't be taking games off. They can't be talking about, they can't play back-to-backs and all that. They have to play consistently. And they have to put up production consistently. Especially Paul George. I don't know what's his deal. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know whether that stripper got him off his game. I don't know what's going on with him, but he got to play better too. He got to help Kawhi. Kawhi can't do it himself. He got to help him. He's the second star on the team. He got to help him. That's it. Show us that you playoff P. Show us you playoff P. Don't just say it. Show us. That's it.
Miller Riley said the only problem is KD is in the way. I'm telling you, I don't really. The Suns, I mean, yeah, they're gonna be a team that's gonna make a lot of points, but I'm really looking at the Suns like I feel like we can take them out. I think we could take them out.
Yeah, y'all can, because y'all wings. Y'all got good wings. The Clippers got good wings, and the Suns don't have wing defense. They don't have defense on the perimeter. So and that's where y'all can beat them at. But that's if y'all exploit that. Y'all have to exploit that though. Because they got rid of Mikal Bridges and he was their wing defender. He's their best wing defender, actually. So if y'all can exploit that, y'all can beat the Suns. Y'all can beat them. Y'all can beat them.
I feel that. Age 30 said the Nuggets and the Warriors are better. I'm not sure. The Warriors. I think if the Warriors, it's gonna come down to matchups. Like how this playoffs is gonna go, like who you match up against. This is my crazy thing. I think if the Nuggets and Warriors face off, I think the Warriors will beat the Nuggets in a 7-game series. But if the Warriors face some team like, I think the Suns, I think the Warriors will lose that series because the Suns, their offense, I think they're the one team that can match Golden State offensively. But we'll see now because Gary Payton is back on the team, how they look. But I think the Warriors, this is going to be based off who they face, pretty much. What y'all been seeing the Pelicans, man? Are the Pelicans, y'all feel like, are they done?
They're done.
Yeah, they done. They done.
And I think Draymond will get on KD's head. It was like, hey, remember when I said to you when you left the team?
You know he is, man.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, he played them mind games. He tried to do that with Kawhi. You can't do that with him. Kawhi don't say nothing. He don't say nothing.
Y'all don't see the Mavericks.
Look, I tried to play mind games too. He played mind games with Booker, and Booker fell for him last year.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I say Booker, man. Like, Julie's still out for Booker, bro. I don't know is he that guy? Is he that guy to lead you, back to the finals again?
He had a couple of good games against the Lakers. They were calling him Kobe. I don't see that, but okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah, then you got fools like SFM talking about he better than Kawhi Leonard. Okay.
Yeah, that was complete foolishness, bro. That was crazy.
I'm like SFM. Do you realize what you're saying? Is you serious or are you just playing? Or are you trolling?
Yeah, he trolling. You know what? I'll give SFM credit though. He sticks with his team, but I mean, you could have said Paul George had been more believable, but he said Kawhi, bro. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Now, when he said KD better than Kawhi, I wouldn't argue that. If you said that, I wouldn't get too much argument. I wouldn't get too much argument, but Devin Booker, nah, hell no.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
but
I tell you, light-skinned people get all the pass, man.
Yeah.
Kind of got a point there.
Yeah, man. So we're gonna end the show in like 5 minutes. So, okay. So the Clippers, we're gonna end it with the Paul George, Patrick, the Russell Westbrook and Patrick Beverly. So they're set to meet very soon. Paul George and Kawhi and Russell Westbrook. When they meet, what do y'all feel like Paul George is gonna be saying to Russell Westbrook, and what do y'all think Kawhi is gonna be saying to Russell Westbrook? When they talk, in person.
Paul George is gonna say, "Let's finish the job we started in OKC." Kawhi is gonna say, "Hey, I bring championships and no drama like the other guy you play with on the Lakers." Yes, I didn't want to say his name because he's in the chat. So yeah.
What about you, Bubba? Okay.
I say, I agree with Bruce, but a Russell Westbrook Paul George partnership, I want to, because it was not successful in OKC, so I just want to think otherwise. I hope it can be successful, but I don't think Kawhi's going to have any words for him. Like, Kawhi's going to lead by example, and he doesn't really talk much, so it would be like follow my lead type stuff.
Yeah. What you think, Mingle? What you think he gonna say?
I don't think Kawhi gonna say nothing. I think he's just gonna be sitting there looking. I don't think he's gonna say not a damn thing. But now PG might be like, well, we brought you over here for a reason. We think we can win the championship this year. We think you're the piece that we need, and let's get it. Let's see what happens. But I think Kawhi just gonna be quiet. He's just gonna sit there. He ain't gonna really say too much.
What you think, OC?
I think Paul George gonna say the let's finish it probably, but I think Kawhi probably be like, I know that's your boy. I know PG your boy. He think you can help us, but all I want you to know is we ain't having that bull over here, man. We need winners over here. We need the real winners over here. If you can bring that, you can bring that, help us win. Then I'm all for it.
See,
I thought you were going another way with that.
You know, I ain't trying to go.
I thought you were gonna be like, well, Kawhi, I don't like you. I'm going to tell you I don't like you. I'm doing it because PG wants you over here.
yeah, I think, and this is what Kawhi said. Kawhi isn't mute. He's not me. And I've heard this too by like certain people I know, like that, close with him. He's not a guy that doesn't talk. He just doesn't like talking to the media.
Right.
And I think he gonna probably just tell Russell Westbrook how he feels. He's gonna be like, "Look, man, you know what it is, how the media talks about you, and how basically you've been looked at as kind of a person that can't win a championship. We're here for a reason. We're here to build a championship. If you want to erase that, this is your opportunity." I think he's just gonna straight up tell him. But he ain't gonna be long. He ain't gonna be long winded with it. He's just gonna tell him. PG's gonna be the one trying to talk to him and say, "Hey, we want you here. We feel like we can help you win a championship, all this." But Kawhi gonna be very, straightforward, a straight shooter, and just tell him one time, like, "Look, man, this is your opportunity to win a championship." It's obviously Paul George got Kawhi on board, and that's what happens when you have teammates, man. Like, they're able to somewhat pull you in. If you might not be agreeing to at the beginning, but then over the course, they can actually bring you in as a support. And as far as Russell, how he receives, I think Russell's the type of guy, as long as you tell him straight up, like, he's going to respect you. Even if it's something that he particularly doesn't want to hear, he's going to respect you being honest with him. And we've seen him with the Lakers. He's willing to take a back seat. He's willing to, listen. He's willing to, do what's best for the team. I mean, just for a guy to play that hard, man, I mean, you're not doing that just for your health. Even if it's just for your numbers, I still think he cares about winning. If you can't play that hard and not care about winning, it's just, I think the thing you have to do, you have to channel his energy. You have to channel him to know when to put him in games. That's when it's going to depend on Ty Lue. But yeah, I think it's going to be a positive meeting. I just think, it's just going to be up to Lawrence Frank for them to pull the trigger.
But you think Kawhi really want to play with Russ? Because there was reports that he didn't really want Russ. That's why he went for PG.
Well, that's another thing. I don't know if that's even how true that is, because again, like who's report? I think Ramona Shelburne is the one that reported it. But the more I'm listening to the media, the more I see they're inaccurate. Even the best of them, like Shams and Woj, like, I've seen them get things wrong in like broad daylight. So even these media people don't know exactly what's happening. It's like, who in the world would be able to make that claim to say be that personal to Kawhi, where he actually made a call, or Russell made a call to him, and like they not, like, who would be that personal, that close to those two, for you to even get that story out?
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, how are you able? Like, let's think about this. How are you able to get that information if you're not? How close can you be to get that type of information?
Yeah.
So, like, there was reported that they said Anthony Davis and LeBron said, "Let Russ be Russ," and Russell Westbrook said that wasn't even true. Like, certain stuff like that, man. Like, media puts out there, and you have to kind of fact check it.
Yeah.
Well, they will paint a picture they want to put out there. They will do that.
So I don't know, man. I just think I think that these three, man, if they're able to win a championship and pull that shit off, bro, like there few things will happen. Number one, Paul George is now a solidified first ballot Hall of Famer. He's first ballot, no questions asked.
Hey, BJ, what would that move him on your all-time list?
Shit, Paul George get a title. He's better than Anthony Davis to me, or he's been better than him. I don't know how the hell Anthony Davis got on top 75. I don't know how the fuck he got on, but he's on there. Yeah, that's cap. You know, he's better than Damian Lillard to me. Even though I like Dame, I think Paul George had a better historic career. And if he wins a championship, I think that just elevates him, bro, even higher in the top 100 rankings. First ballot Hall of Famer for sure. He's better than Tracy McGrady.
Oh, I won't go that far.
I mean, if we look at it,
If he won a championship, I see what you're saying. Though. Okay, go ahead.
Russell Westbrook automatically, to me, becomes the top 10 point guard of all time. If he's able to win a championship with this Clipper, he's a top 10 point guard of all time.
Okay, I'm saying like on your list, what number would you put Paul George at, roughly?
It's tough, bro. He would be top 75 for sure. I would have to look at my list. Probably between 65 and 75.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If he wins a title. Right. Now, if Kawhi gets this, Kawhi would have done something that hasn't been done in NBA history, and that's
Top
when
20.
He'd be top 15, top 12 to me. If Kawhi pulls this off, he'd be top 12, top 15 for me.
Yeah, I can see top 15.
Because you're talking about somebody that's won 2 championships with 2 franchises that ain't won nothing. Toronto and the Clippers. No one has done that in NBA history.
Right. I can see top 15. I have to go over my list again, but I can see top 15.
Bruce said top 10.
I don't know.
No, that's a stretch.
I mean, that may be a stretch though. But he got the defensive titles. He do got a nice resume now.
How's that a stretch? How's that a stretch? He went to laughable franchise. Laughable. They were losing.
Wait, the Raptors are not. The Raptors is not a laughable situation. The Clippers, I would understand, because the Raptors was having like great regular season runs, but they was getting bounced in the playoffs.
Yeah, but they was called LeBronto though.
yeah.
Yeah. The Raptors never won a championship. They never really did anything. So
they had the choker title.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Westbrook has no choice. Is he gonna go to the Bulls? The Bulls have issues inside. Is he gonna go to the Bulls? I don't think DeRozan and Zach LaVine go well together. Is he gonna go to
they'd rather have a big man though?
I don't know. Is he gonna go to the Heat? I don't think that's gonna work.
I think a report said the Bulls would rather have a big man.
Yeah, I think it was Billy Donovan who wanted Russell more than anything. But I could kind of see it working because all he would be doing is filling Lonzo Ball's role.
Right.
And when Lonzo was with the Bulls, I remember they were the first seed in the East.
Yeah.
So they do need a point guard to feed DeRozan and LaVine because they're trying to figure out who shoots, who scores, all that.
I think they're gonna try to get Rose back.
Man, that's not gonna work.
That's just me. I don't know.
That's nostalgia. Nostalgia.
Yeah, that's part of the reason I think they are though. Nostalgia reasons.
Yeah, man. But any last comments, man, before we end the live?
I'm not watching that dunk contest tonight. It's gonna be a joke.
Yeah.
Well, I think today. I mean, I think this year's one's going to be better than last year's one.
McClung? Really? McClung?
I mean, they have other participants though.
Is
Jericho
it,
Sims is a great
I know
dunker.
why you say it's gonna be better. Mac McClung, right?
No, I'm rooting for Jericho Sims, not him.
Mac McClung is on your team.
Yeah, but I'm rooting for Jericho Sims.
Okay.
What about you, OC?
I think the boy from Houston gonna do it.
Kenya Martin Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah, he tough too.
He's gonna win by default.
He more of an in-game dunker to me though. He like his dad.
Yeah, he is a lot like that.
Like Kenya Martin used to have some posters and like in games, like nasty.
Kenya
Yeah,
Martin.
I don't think the dunk contest is the main event anymore. I think it's the three-pointer.
Yeah, I agree with.
Yeah.
I think the last time the dunk contest was really good was when Zach LaVine and what's name was going head to head.
Aaron Gordon.
Gordon.
Right. But all right, y'all, man. Appreciate y'all coming through, man. We'll be back on tomorrow morning. Rick and I. Yes, sir. Salute.
Salute. Like and subscribe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, y'all, man. So that concludes the Pull Up Basketball podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like my man OC Love said, hit like and subscribe to the Pull Up Basketball page. You know, my man Bruce, my man Bubba, all y'all, man, come and support the Pull Up Basketball podcast. I definitely appreciate the love. And also you guys can, show your love in the Cash App right there in the message chat box right there on top. Where y'all can donate to the Pull Up Basketball podcast through our Cash App, $sign BJ Matthews on top of the chat right there in the pinned comments. And definitely appreciate y'all and leave y'all comments inside the comment section. Do you guys feel like Paul George deserves a championship? And if y'all do, then y'all feel like the Clippers are gonna get it done this year. We'll be back on tomorrow morning with my man, me and my co-host Rick Masters, speaking about another subject tomorrow. So until next time, we respectfully say, pull up a seat, pull up a chair, pull up. Peace out of here like swim well.